decimal students. This is Aurora with Supercharged Math, and today we are going to do word problems. I'm going to read you the word problem. They're really short. And then you're going to get started on the problem. I'm going to give you a little bit of lead time so you can do your best. Are you ready? All right. Where are my bakers out there? Who loves to bake? Excellent. So we're making a recipe. Get your pencils out because you got to write these things as I'm talking. Okay, here we go. This is an audio thing here. Here we go. You need 2½ cups of white flour. Just write down the number and the units if you want. 2½ cups, convert that to a decimal, of white flour. You also need 1 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour. How much flour total? I'll read it one more time. You are baking. You need 2½ cups of white flour. Please convert that to a decimal. And 1 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour. Please also convert that to a decimal. How much flour total? Okay, you got 10-second lead time before I start writing stuff down. Okay, go ahead. 2½ cups of white flour and 1 3/4 cup of whole wheat flour. How much total? Okay, would you agree this is messy if you were to do this? Yeah, so let's do decimals. Often I will convert fractions to decimals. 2½ is the same as 2 and 5/10. Because remember, you can scale this up to the denominator is 10. This is 5/10 because you multiply the top and bottom by 5. So we get 5/10. 2 and 5/10 is that number. This one, we're going to multiply top and bottom by 25. Okay. 3 times 25 is, this becomes a, well, whole number is 1. This is 75 over 100. So this is 75 hundredths. Good. All right, so I'll rewrite this so it's neater. Plus 1 75 hundredths. Everybody stays in their own lane. We got a 5. 5 and 7 make 12. We have a carry. Your answer is 4 1/4 cup. 4 25 hundredths. How is that for your warm-up? Feeling okay about it? No? Okay, so ask me questions. Ask me questions. Okay, so we started with 2½ cups. We scaled it up and wrote the decimal. 1 3/4, we scaled it up. Remember, the denominator has to be a factor of 10. That's how we get from a fraction to a decimal. Okay, if this part threw you, just know that we want you to spend a little more time this week on converting fractions to decimals. And it's easy with cooking. Okay, all right, just make sure you're multiplying top and bottom of the same number. Okay, and then we get a decimal. So this is 1 75 over 100. Okay, and then we just add. Okay, good. Okay, you ready for the next one? Here, I'll leave this up for a second. Okay. All right, give me a smile when you're ready. Give me a smile when you're ready. I got 2 kids smiling. There we go. Now I got, there we are. Okay. All right, you went shopping for a pen and a notebook, and I want to know how much you spent. Wouldn't it be nice to know how much the pen and the notebook were? Okay, so imagine it was tax-free day, so we don't have to worry about tax yet. You'll do that in a future class. The pen was $2.35. The notebook was $4.78. You bought a pen for $2.35. You bought a notebook for $4.78. How much did you spend? The pen, $2.35. Notebook, $4.78. Okay, so let's get a fresh piece of paper. Okay. Spending in total, is it addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? Well, if this left your pocket and this left your pocket together is how much I want to know how much left your pocket. How much did you spend? So that's going to be addition. Okay. Everybody in their own lane. 5 and 8 make 13. Okay, this is just like adding without the decimal. Okay, you know how to add numbers. So 7 and 3 make 10, plus 1 is 11. Here's the 1s, here's the 10s. 2 and 4 make 6, plus 1 is 7. So you spent $713, is that right? I hope not. That would be crazy. You forgot to drop the decimal point if you said that. So you spent about exactly $7.13. You can check yourself because this is about 5. That's about 2. 2 and 5 make about 7. So you can kind of check yourself. Good. How are we doing? Was this one easier than the last one? A little bit easier? Okay. You paid with a $20 bill. How much is your change? You paid with a $20 bill. Somebody's asking about a calculator. Yes. So you get to go to use a calculator after you graduate from our decimals course. So fractions and decimal students, you're still doing everything by hand. When we get to percent, that's when you graduate. So yes, you can use a calculator later. Okay, this is still done by hand. Okay, how much change? Well, addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Well, considering we haven't done multiplication and division, you know your choices are addition or subtraction. So if you had $20 and you spent some of that, it's going to be subtraction. Okay, so we have a 7, 1, 3. How many of you, when you saw this problem, went, ugh? Right? Borrowing, ugh. Okay. So what you do is, you know you can't take 3 from nothing. So let's borrow from the 200 and just put 199. Okay, and now we'll just do the subtraction. So 3 from 10, that's easy. 7. 1 from 9, you had 9 cookies, you ate 1, now you got 8. Drop your decimal point. And then you could just do this. What is 7 from 19? And if you can't see that, then just do 7 from 9, and you'll get the 2, and you can drop the 1. Your change is $12.87. And we can check that and say, well, we spent about 7. We had 20. 20 minus 7, it's about 13 bucks. And that's close to what we got there. All right, how are you feeling now? You seeing where you might have made any mistakes? You doing okay? Feeling pretty good? Awesome. Okay, remember, you're asking me questions as we go so I can help with the answer. Why is the 7 not a 3? Ooh, good question. What do you guys think? If it was addition, this would be a 3. But what this is saying is we have $20, and here's the carry from the 200 here. We have a 10, and we're taking away 3. So that gives me a 7. Okay, so if it's been a while since you've done subtraction and borrowing, we're going to have to brush up those skills. Good. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and keep going.